What is up, my Sagittarian gang? I've missed you so much. Happy Libra season to you. We are going to do your October monthlies. Oh my gosh, it's October. Happy October to you all. In honor of that, we are doing Halloween Tarot. It's a new deck to me. One of my best friends gave it to me, and I love it. It's adorable. So Sagittarius, I'm about to start your reading, and David Bowie's Changes came into my head instantly, and I have no idea why. I mean, I love David Bowie, but I don't know if that song means something to someone. I don't know if the name David means something to someone. But yeah, Turn and Face the Strange. I was hearing Changes, but with Sissa Sagittarius. That makes me think of Susu Studio. Anyway, you know me. I get messages through music. So anyway, I don't know if that means something to anyone, but we are here to do your October monthlies. As always, these are general messages. Not everything I say will resonate with my Sagittarians out there, and that is totally fine. Please only take away messages that you feel are for your best and highest good, Sagittarius. You will know intuitively what those are. If something doesn't seem to fit your circumstance or scenario, don't take on that energy. You can release it. That being said, I invite you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind. Sometimes messages will resonate for you later down the road, in a couple days, in a couple weeks, in a couple months. And isn't that fantastic when later on you're like, oh, that was my message. I like that, right? So again, if it doesn't hit you now in this very moment, don't get frustrated with that. You know, keep it in mind. But yeah, be open to receiving messages later down the line as well. Everything else you want to know about this video will be in that description box below. That includes the decks I'm using and my social media channels. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. Check me out. Give me a holler on those platforms if you're interested. Other than that, we're going to hop in for my lovely Sagittarians. My dad's a Sagittarius. I got mad love for you guys. All right, for Sagittarius in October. I'm going to be reading this as beginning, middle, and end of month, but if you want to read it as past, present, future, whatever grooves you, do it. You do you, Sagittarius. And I know you will, because you always do. All right, Sagittarius. Hermit, the Moon, the Fool. Did you just get 3 major arcana? Holy cannoli. All right. So beginning of the month, it has a lot going on here. All right. Okay, so there's something you've been working on. Some of you may have been in like introspection hermit mode on your own, concocting something in a laboratory, metaphorically, working on your spiritual self, and opening up your mind to new possibilities, to something that you want to go after, but you hadn't been ready to go after until recently, until maybe October, or, you know, somewhere in that range. It's to the point where you're overstaying your, I almost said overstaying your welcome. Maybe for some of you, but it more has to do with overstaying in the state of mind of the hermit. Introspection, internal, spiritual path. It's like you've done the work, and whether you realize it or not, it's time to change. That's why I heard that song, Turn and Face the Strange. Whatever it is that you have ascended to, some sort of spiritual message, or again, just that urge, that fire within you to go after and do something, that motivation, a lot of you are either suppressing it or denying it, or again, just like pushing it down so that, the idea of like a werewolf transforming, it's like the full moon is out. It's almost inevitable is what I'm getting. Like it's written in the stars that you are meant to go after this. And so whatever it is that you're, I think, fearful of, turn and face the strange, there's tremendous resistance to fully embrace it. Maybe because it's something you're unfamiliar with, or just something you maybe a little bit scared of, out of your territory, something you're not used to, or something that maybe feels a little bit uncomfortable at first. What I love, though, is that this is the beginning of something great. Like, you don't even realize. This card came out for Scorpio as well. Something about making it rain, whether this is symbolic of money or I'm almost getting like confetti, I think to Scorpio I said confetti out of a piñata. It's like all of a sudden there's like this boom, this change, this werewolf moment, if you will, where you go from the old Sagittarius to the new. And I actually love that this is coming up for you because you are the centaur, something about like the beast within, the human nature, like not suppressing our animal instincts, following them. When we are being guided by nature, by the moon, right? The moon is trying to bring something to illumination out and into the open. It's really good. It's better than you're even understanding. And I think what's holding you back is fear. There's something very comfortable about being in seclusion, about not having to deal with the world, about, metaphorically being in your laboratory, concocting your ideas and your plans, at home, reading a book in your little cozy nook or whatever. There's something about you need to go out into the wild again. And for you, Sagittarius, that's a very again, I'm getting like animalistic instinct. You are the archer. You are meant to go out and hunt the way a werewolf does. These metaphors are so great though. I'm just getting like it's past due. Like you've reached the expiration on hermit mode. It's time to get back out in the game. And after number 9, the hermit comes, the Wheel of Fortune, 10, which is your energy, Jupiter, expansion. Potentially this idea or game plan that you've been concocting and sitting on. It's like maybe you've toyed around with the idea or, again, done some experimenting. Now it's time maybe to release it to the world, to bring it to illumination. It's been a secret, is what I'm getting at. You may have been doing something quite secretive, not telling the world about it. Again, toying away metaphorically in your laboratory by yourself. There's been major expansion in like your mental plane, maybe your spiritual path, or what it is you desire and want to go after. You've gained a tremendous amount of knowledge. Now I'm just getting it's time to show it to the world. It's like he's a clown and he's juggling planets, bringing it to the universe, maybe travel. Maybe some of you are looking to spread this idea overseas, to celebrate your truth, to celebrate your calling, to celebrate your something about dancing to the beat of your own drum, or something about music. Wolf spirit has to do, they're sometimes called like, I think it's music dogs or something like that, because they howl at the moon, right? It's like they share their knowledge, they share their song, their poetry, their writing, their voice, their truth. They share it with the world. Despite the fear of how they're going to be seen or criticized, it's putting it out for the world to see. I'm a werewolf. Oh my God. Like, there's something really uncomfortable about breaking away from internal and going external with it, making some sort of public announcement. Maybe some of you are starting some sort of new career endeavor and you're launching your website and you're, posting on social media for the first time, like, hey, spreading the word for the first time ever, like, I'm a musician now, or whatever it is for you, right? Very cool energy. Sagittarius, 3 major arcana, that's pretty significant. But I will say, bottom of your deck is anxiety. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy feat for you, because something about you have to mentally wrap your head around the idea of going public with it. Something that you may be ashamed or embarrassed about, or were in the past. I want to clarify that. You were in the past. There's something about making peace with it in your brain mentally, to embrace it and be like, this is who I am. Maybe some of you are coming out of the closet, right? Maybe you're announcing to your family or your friends, like, whatever this is for you. There is kind of a nice little rainbow here, I'll say that. So yeah, maybe some of you are coming out, whatever that is. But look how joyous it is. Look how happy he is. There is no weight or burdens here. Mental, emotional baggage, none. Sorry guys, my camera froze. I was gonna say he or she took a huge leap of faith here, and now look at the reward. Making it rain, right? Like happiness, joy, abundance, it's coming in, and there's celebration here. All right, so middle of the month, but again, take only what resonates. Interesting. Wow, you have a lot of major arcana. 8 of Ghosts. Okay, Aquarius had this card as well. Abandoning what is familiar to go after what you really truly want and desire. For some of you, that may be a Virgo or a Pisces or a Cancer, if this is at all romantic. For most of you, though, it has to do with going after what it is you feel you are destined to do. Some of you again, if you were on a particularly spiritual path, when you were in hermit mode for quite some time, I'm getting, something was illuminated to you about the direction or the path that you're supposed to go in. And again, it was something you were unfamiliar with or intimidated by, and it was scary to you. But this is following that intuition with the High Priestess to know that while it's scary to leave the familiar behind, something even better awaits you. Something about what's ever being brought to light or to illumination, you don't need to fear it. The moon, it's welcoming you, it's calling you. The way the man changes to the beast when the moon comes out, this woman standing on the moon, it's like, yes, come, I want you. And interestingly enough, with the High Priestess, communication is silent. It's non-vocal communication. I frequently see it as communication with God, with spirit, channeling messages intuitively. And that's really interesting because before that, we had this idea of howling at the moon, which was all about communication. So are you speaking to a Cancer or a Pisces? Is that a parental figure? Is that your boss? Are you demanding what it is that you want? Are you telling them, hey, this is the career I want that promotion? Are you saying, or again, to your parents, hey, like, you know, I want to date this person. This is who I am, and I've been hiding it. Yeah, it's something, okay, and the High Priestess can be secrets. Okay, yeah, it's something about revealing of something that you've been sitting on a long time that's a secret. It's leaving the familiar behind, and you're opening up new doors with the Hermit. Unlocking doors to the future, to the empire you're building. I don't know why I am getting like mother and father vibes a little bit off of this. Also, if this is career driven, there's huge potential in this. This thing that you're scared to go into because potentially you feel out of your element, you're not used to wearing these clothes, you're not used to being in this environment. It freaks you out a little bit to start. But again, once you do, it's that energy. It's like, this is spectacular. Why didn't I do this years ago? You're sitting on an empire. There's huge potential for success and long-term stability here. But it's like you had to take a leap of faith into the unknown. You have a very innovative mind. This idea is very unique, maybe off the beaten path, dancing to the beat of your own drum. And yet, there's stability in it. There's long-term commitment here. Especially if that's like a career endeavor, or maybe it's with an Aries, I don't know. Possible. I wasn't totally getting those vibes, but the work you did in potentially Virgo season in hermit mode, there was some sort of epiphany or idea that you understood it was your chosen path. And while you were intimidated to go after it, when you do, again, it's better than you imagined. And you're going to look back very fondly on like the innocent days before you had even discovered this potential like bankable idea, started to build this empire. It's something about the beginning steps or the process of this all. I'm just getting it was written in the stars. It was meant to be. You may be returning to someone who was a key player in your past, potentially for business partnership. Yeah. You have 3 of Wands, the waiting for your ships to come in, and the Ace of Pentacles. Something that is a new opportunity. You have the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles. It has to do with this Emperor. If this has to do with going to a romantic partner, it's someone who's been waiting for you for a very long time and waiting for you to make some sort of offer or commitment. Yeah, interesting. It's the Emperor who's holding this pentacle. So this could represent you making some sort of commitment. That's why I was saying, like, you go off for your 9 of Cups, your wish fulfillment, to the High Priestess, so someone who isn't communicating. Someone who you're communicating to. If you're the wolf howling at the moon, it's like, this is the person you're howling at. Could absolutely represent a boss or again, someone in business partnership. But I could also see it as romantic. It's like you decide that this is your person and you want to express and tell them. And so you make this offer. You've done some sort of grounding of yourself. Again, ideas have come to you that has made you a very sturdy, solid foundation, rock solid, building an empire. It's like, here's the seed that's going to start it all. And I don't know, there's been some sort of waiting involved, waiting on your ships, waiting to see what comes of something. I don't want to speak too soon. Are you making an offer to someone who's been waiting on you to make an offer? Someone who's been waiting for you to howl at them? What is this 3 of Wands about? Yeah, oh wow, okay, Knight of Cups. A love offer. An offer of love. All right. Potentially with another fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, or water, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Doesn't have to be, but you did have a lot of Piscean energy with the moon and the High Priest, as well as Cancer. So yeah, potentially with a water sign. Yes, some of you, you're either going after like some sort of new career. It's the Fool though, so it would be a fresh start. So that's sort of where I'm getting caught up though, is because it feels like it's new, but it's not new. Like that's sort of what I'm getting. Like it's almost page energy. Like you have some experience with this person, but not. So I don't totally know what to make of that. But with Wands, communication, and the Knight of Cups, communication of love. Or bearing your soul, speaking your truth, your emotions. Okay. The way the Wolf card is, yeah. Bearing your soul. That's what I'm getting. Damn. All right. So you have the World. End of the month I'm reading for. End of the month you have the World, the King of Wands. That's you, Sagittarius, male or female. And Knight of Bats, which is the Knight of Swords. So communication. I was about to say, for this whole like metaphor of howling at the moon and making an offer, there was no sword energy, there was no communication. So that's why I was like, is this, I didn't know what to do with it, but there's the communication. So sitting on some sort of idea that you want to expand upon. It could be your bank account, expanding upon that too. Is it a career that has to do with like emotions or feelings or spirituality, artistic, creative endeavors? It could be that, or it could be expressing love to a person, but it makes a complete circle. It comes into harmony, complete balance and harmony, so that you can close out an old cycle and welcome in a new one. All the fixed zodiac signs are here. So Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, if that means anything to you. You might be going back to some sort of childhood place to make peace with the past, potentially, or to make a love offering. And even if it could absolutely be romantic, but it could also be like your childhood home, like making peace with, again, parents. I don't know why that was coming through here so strongly. You're coming in very powerful and confident, though. It's like you're not going to mince words. There's no two ways about it. Suddenly, like, some sort of idea clicks, and you're Knight of Swords. Like, you're on it because it's like you can't suppress it anymore. You have to speak your truth. You have to communicate this. And what I like is that it's coming from this place of go, 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 go. Like there's a time limit. I have to do it now. But it's not just immature knight energy of going off of his impulses, the first thing that comes to mind. You've been sitting on this truth for a tremendous amount of time. So then you're presenting it as an efficient communicator with that wands, potentially about your career. This could also represent your boss. Coming to your boss and being like, listen, this is the direction I want to go in. How do you see my career path going in this direction? And maybe that's what's intimidating you. Maybe metaphorically, the idea of putting on a suit and having to present yourself a certain way, putting on, a dress or even, business suit, male or female, having to dress for the occasion and present your truth to someone. I want a raise. I want to marry you. I want this. I want peace in this family dynamic. It feels uncomfortable, but once you do it, it's like celebration. It's like confetti at New Year's. Everyone's happy, everyone's drunk, everyone's kissing. It's like metaphorically there's good energy in the air when you release whatever it is that you've been suppressing, Sagittarius. Whatever you're afraid to communicate, the idea of the wolf howling at the moon is like, come on in, Sagittarius, the water's fine. You're going to be welcomed with open arms. So if you're fearing a person, the reception is not going to be as scary as you think. They're going to listen to you. This is the high priestess. She's not going to come at you with energy of, like negativity. She's going to sit and listen. It's Cancerian energy. She's receptive. She's a well of emotions. She's incredibly empathetic, right? Because what you're presenting, it's being true to yourself. It's being true to your love and your desires. You're getting yourself out of the comfort zone of settling and going after what it is that you really want. And I'm just getting, in order to do that, something needs to be communicated to someone you see as potentially intimidating or someone you're afraid to present this token to. There's a fear of being vulnerable or a fear of maybe not getting the reception that you want. But I think you will. It's going to complete some sort of cycle with the World card. It's going to help you complete some sort of cycle and restore balance and harmony so that you can start anew, that full energy that you're wanting. You want it to be lighthearted. You want it to be joyous. And something about cycles here, it's important. Cycles of the moon. Peace will be restored. This uncomfortable energy of having to be a werewolf. This uncomfortable energy of having to be a werewolf. You'll go back to human form. I know this is weird. Just go with me here. You'll go back to human form because it like the moon can only stay out so long. This conversation that's awkward, it's going to end eventually. So it's like you may as well just get it over with. You have something very important to say and communicate, so do it. Come in confident, come in strong, come in with knowing your inner truth. Go in knowing what you want to get out of this situation. Be open to, don't go in expecting one answer. Don't go in expecting a very specific result or a very specific reaction. Again, you're kind of tossing it out in the air. It's like throwing it to the universe and leaving it up to fate to decide, as long as you do your part, Sagittarius. As long as you take action. These are both cards of action. Expressing a truth that cannot be bottled up anymore. It's like it's about to explode out of you. It's for some of you, this really does speak to me about coming out, about sexuality. But do it confidently. You have, there's nothing to hide behind anymore. You have no reason to, it's almost like you beat the devil. You're no longer letting darker thoughts or energy control your inability to change, your inability to move on and embrace who you really are. It's like you've beat the devil and you're ready to communicate this to the world. We said that earlier, right? It's like to the planets, to the world, to the public, right? Again, maybe you're releasing something, a website or a podcast or something out into the world. You're releasing your love. Something about this feels very relationship-y to me. Maybe some of you are professing your love. I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that, but for some of you, sure, take it and run with it if that's the case. What's being communicated here? You might be communicating something to a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, doesn't have to be. What is this Knight of Bats? I don't even know if I want to clarify that, because honestly, I know it's something about communicating a truth that can no longer be bottled up. It's very much this metaphor of I'm a werewolf and like the world is finally going to know. American Werewolf in London. Love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. I don't think it's going to tell me if I try and clarify the Knight of Bats, but we'll try. What is being communicated here? What is this Knight of Swords going after? What is this Knight of Swords going after? He's going after the world. A public announcement of some kind. Yeah, some sort of epiphany that you've escaped, some sort of mental head game, something that you were really stuck on and trying to figure out. You've weathered the storm, you've moved on, and now you're looking to build. Either your career, your business, build with a person, finally commit to someone who maybe is hurt, someone who you may have a past with, potentially, wanting to rebuild. Or the Three of Pentacles can be mind, body, and spirit. So yeah, for those who are working on like their internal self and being true to themselves, and again, expressing who they really are, it could be that as well. Yeah, it's kind of everything we've already said here. Let's throw one of these on it. I just saw the Wife card. Anything else we need to know? The end of October for Sagittarius. End of October for Sagittarius. What does the world need to know about Sagittarius? Yeah, let her. You're communicating something artistic too. Some of you are artists, tattoo artists. Something about penmanship, calligraphy. Something you do with your hands. Pottery. Painting, playing an instrument, and yeah, I mean, communication with the world, whatever that means to you. Communication with the world, with the universe, with Earth, with, I don't know if that's some sort of logo of something where you work, or like a slogan, something about the world, or lyrics in a song, the world. The whole wide world just to find you. Reckless Eric, I'd go the whole wide world. That song came to mind. And Bowie's Turn and Face the Strange. My goodness, if that's not what this card is showing me, I don't know what is. And these children that you spit on as they try and change their worlds are immune to your consultations. They're quite aware what they're going through. Maybe that means something to someone. Somebody didn't want to see the real you and you felt like you had to keep it hidden for a long time. Some sort of like authority, maybe a father figure, had put you down in the past and didn't allow you to shine your light, to spread your true love to the world. And I think you're on the threshold. You've waited a tremendous amount of time to be free, to be who you really are. And it's like your ships have finally come in. It's time to put your truth, your love, your being out into the world to share. It's like packing your own baggage onto ships and sending it out into the world. Communicating maybe with three very important people in your life. That's going to open up and allow you a tremendous amount of freedom. Simply love. Love yourself, Sagittarius. Love yourself enough to express your inner truths to whoever you need to communicate it to, because something about that, it's going to set you free. It's going to allow you to breathe again. It's going to allow you to feel comfortable in your own skin when you're really truthful about, again, something about a father dynamic or a parent-child dynamic here. Maybe that's who you're communicating to, but yeah, something about it's going to set you free. It's going to release you from this potential baggage that you've been holding for a long time. in hermit mode, you came to some sort of epiphany or conclusion, and now it's time to like set it free. It's time to celebrate who you really are and be truthful to who you really are. All right, Sagittarius, that's what I got for you. Very interesting read. Let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates for you. Turn and face the strange. I'm going to leave you with that. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.